Hello there and welcome to Deaf Blind Diaries. In this episode, I am going to be sharing about a very strange, I would say is up in my top 5 strangest experiences that I have ever had in my lifetime. This happened in my mid-teens and nobody, including myself, knew that I was losing my vision. So I was born hard of hearing and that was caught around my first grade year. More on that in a different episode. But I was not diagnosed with Usher syndrome until 23. So all of my weird antics, and this story has to do with my failing vision and inability to see at night, which I kept telling people I really can't see, and it was just passed over as you're just not paying attention. And so my family and I were going camping, and I got to take along one of my best friends ever since 4th grade named Jenna, and we set up camp, and it was getting on towards twilight when Jenna and I decided to go for a walk and kind of explore the campground. So by this time I had learned to adapt by walking fairly close to whoever I was next to and paying attention to how they were moving, if they were moving upwards or downwards or leaning to the side or stepping over things, and I could kind of get a feel for where they were going, which helped me navigate where I was going. So it wasn't too difficult to make the circuit around the campground on, this dirt path. And then all of a sudden we went through a cyclone fence and we stepped onto what I felt was like a cement path. I heard a bunch of other teenagers talking. And so, of course, my friend Jenna and I and the other teenagers, we were all talking back and forth. And I was kind of acting crazy like I like to do. And they were all laughing. And I was trying to joke around. And my intention was to do a chicken dance. So I had perfected this chicken dance. I thought it was pretty hilarious, and I always got a lot of people to laugh when I did my chicken dance. So I told them, hey, want to see Big Crazy? Watch this. And so I stepped forward to do my little chicken routine. And when I stepped forward, all of a sudden I was airborne. I was in the air rapidly descending. I could feel the air whooshing past my body, whooshing past my hair, and then all of a sudden, I was encased in dark water. There was an intense moment of sheer panic and confusion until my brain connected that I had stepped fully clothed into a pool. Now, I had a coat on because it was late summer and the air was already starting to be quite chilly. And the pool was very cold water. And so my coat, my jeans, my shoes, my clothes, everything is kind of like sagging, heavy with water. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, where's the surface? I can't see anything. I'm like swimming in black darkness. But I figured out which way was top, and so I swam to the surface, took a big gulp of air. I could hear my friend Jenna screaming her head off and all of the teenagers laughing, and I was trying to figure out where Jenna was at and made my way over to the side to where Jenna and a few of the teenagers grabbed my coat and literally hefted me over the side of the pool because I could not get myself out. Now, I was mortified because I didn't see the pool, but I didn't want anyone else to know that I didn't see the pool. So I stood up and then I bowed, making it look like I did it on purpose, much to the embarrassment of my friend Jenna and the laughter and applause from all the other teenagers who said, yeah, that was crazy, all right, you get the crazy prize. Now, I didn't have to worry about stepping into the pool again because my friend Jenna was greatly mortified, grabbed me by my wet coat, and started dragging me to the women's changing room, which by the time I got in there, my teeth were really chattering and I was very, very cold. And she was reprimanding me so much, I suddenly realized there must be a really cute boy that I embarrassed her in front of. Anyway, she's like, how could you do that on purpose? I was having a hard time hearing her because my hearing aids were making funny noises because hearing aids are not waterproof. So I told her I really didn't do that on purpose. She's like, you sure made it look like you did it on purpose. I said, I really didn't. I did not see the pool. And she's like, I don't believe you. And I said, my hearing aids are not waterproof. And I said, I think Mom is going to kill me. And then understanding dawned. Her eyes got big and I could tell she completely believed me because my mom was kind of infamous for her temper and hearing aids are not cheap. And so she left to the campsite and returned with a new set of clothes, another warm coat, a new pair of shoes, socks, and a very angry mother. And while I was waiting, which might have not been the most brilliant move on my part, I turned on the handheld blow dryer for blow drying your hands and stuck my hearing aids up into the vent system, trying to get them dry as soon as possible to save them from destruction of the water. Amazingly, I did manage to save one hearing aid from total decimation. The other one was a bust. And luckily, unbeknownst to me, my mom had hearing aid insurance. So that one got fixed over time and I wound up being able to wear two instead of one. Now, I have had a lot of mishaps with my vision issues. I've fallen downstairs. I've sat in the wrong space. In other words, thinking there was a chair behind me and missed the chair completely and tripped over curbs, and the list can go on and on, but this one stands out as a real gem. I just don't have the words to convey how weird it felt to step forward thinking you were going to step forward onto solid ground, all of a sudden to be airborne, know that you are falling, you are in midair, and then all of a sudden you are underwater, but you can't see because it's nighttime and you have no clue where you're at under the water. It was quite the experience. Now, in my older age, I use my nose a lot to sniff and tell me where things are at in my general location. I probably would smell that chlorine smell that indicates there is a pool, and maybe even been listening for sounds of water instead of trying to dance and show off to a bunch of teenagers. With age comes wisdom and a little more sense. So how about you? Do you have any experiences of thinking you know where you're at in time and space, and then a big surprise hits you between the eyes? If you have, leave it in the comments. I'd love to read about it. I hope you enjoyed listening to this video. I sure enjoyed making it and remembering that it makes me laugh and chuckle. It's actually a good memory, not a bad one. And anywho, I hope that I will see you in the next episode.